How's it going, everybody? It's Ryan here, going to talk to you about pain, joint pain, hip pain, SI joint pain, psoas, iliacus, all that kind of stuff. This is, I guess you call it a pain journal, and maybe I'll make this from time to time depending on, I don't know, I guess how I feel. I have some videos I need to post. I got a deadlift workout. I got some other mobility videos which I need to put together and edit. But kind of off the cuff, I kind of wanted to just talk about my problems with powerlifting and strength training and sort of where I'm at. I've kind of made a goal to compete at 181 or 82 and a half kilograms. And that's what I want to compete at for my next meet, which will probably be in February of next year. Now, so I'm competing in a lower weight class. I'm sitting around 200 pounds right now, and I need to drop about 15. And then after I drop 15, I can probably do a water cut from 187 or probably better 185. That way it doesn't have to be so brutal. But kind of want to talk about sort of what the issue that I'm having and describing my issue, and that is I have iliopsoas, iliacus, hip flexor pain. And the pain occurs when I'm sitting down. When I'm standing, I'm doing totally fine. Occasionally, it gives me problems. The exercises that seem to aggravate the most is deadlifts. When I squat, I don't have too much of a problem, but then I'm pretty sure a lot of the dysfunction related to my deadlift hip flexor psoas problems is related to my knee problems from squatting. So I'm all kinds of fucked up and kind of having to figure out like what the best approach is for this coming training week. I've been training pretty good for the last 2 weeks, focusing on building up my upper body, working on bench, general strength, bodybuilding type workouts, and squatting and deadlifting once a week. The big challenge now is that the aftermath after I'm done, like how I feel afterwards. For a while, I was doing okay, but this hip flexor pain has been bothering me since February. And all I can really think about is like, how am I going to solve for this? And maybe you out there might be suffering from the same issue and you're trying to figure out your own pains and your own problems. And I can kind of tell you right now that it sucks, you know, because I mean, I can go out there right now this week and I can just hammer it hard and just say, fuck it. But I know deep down inside that it's not good for my longevity, and I have to sort of make a better approach to what I'm trying to figure out. I have a chiropractor that I go to, and it's helping a little bit, but only for immediate relief, not so much for long-term relief. I can still see from the mirror that my hips are shifted. I need to come up with the money to see a physical therapist, and that's always the biggest challenge. It's the resources, not just really the money, but also the time, trying to figure out, having to drive where I need to go. And as I make these video journals and these little logs, I'll kind of express some things I figured out. If you do have back pain, this is sort of my approach for clients, and that's kind of what I want to at least put in this video, is that if you do have back pain, some exercises that you can focus on to kind of help your lower back problems is stomach vacuums, or a prone, when you're on or quadruped draw-in, which you can Google, one leg slide, glute bridges from the ground, either isometric or just doing repetition, single leg glute bridges, prone iso abs, prone cobra. You can do this on a ball, you can do this on the floor, opposite arm, opposite leg, raise, you can do that as well. And these are exercises that allow for your body to essentially practice stabilizing your core. And I think that's sort of like what my issue is now, is being able to stabilize my core. I think really work on my abdominal strength. So those are kind of the new directions I'm going to be going on, is focusing on abdominal strength, along with my weight loss and mobility goals. The strength goals I'm not even really that concerned with, because I know that I can build strength fairly easily. It's really just, I mean, honestly, if I could just work on strength all the time, I would, because it's just all about cheating. When I say cheating, I mean just refining technique and then dialing in technique to a point where you can get the most efficient movement. But the problem is, because I'm imbalanced and I run into issues as I get stronger, it's kind of been sort of a consequence. Like right now, I know that I can deadlift 500 pounds pretty much on any given day. But the question is, can I do it safe? What will be the aftermath afterwards? Same thing with a squat. What is the consequence of all of these things? So sort of what I'm kind of thinking of as I make this video is sort of like doing muscle energy technique, where you use opposite arm, opposite leg, you do this lying back. You just look at muscle energy techniques. Those are kind of things I've come into. I've looked at pubic symphysis release. That's where the pelvis meets in the middle, and then they kind of click. You can use like a yoga block, or even a stability ball, or a towel, and that's something I've looked at. I get that click. I still get a lot of snapping hip syndrome. Get that the clicking. What else is there? I just have a lot of pain when I'm like sitting down. And if I don't have something that is on my back, like resting, it's very uncomfortable to sit. So if I sit like on a bar stool, for example, which is what I typically do at work, when I'm working on my computer, I will have a lot of issues. And what I found is that I just have to stand, and that's like the only thing I can really do that comforts me, that doesn't give me issues. And it's sort of annoying. It's not like my knee is bugging me. It's not like I'm dying. It's more like something is terribly annoying. It is like almost like this bee that's buzzing in your ear, and it doesn't hurt. Or maybe it hurts a little bit because it's been buzzing for so long. But the problem is, like, when you try to go do something like deadlift, or when you try to do some lower body stuff, you get that buzzing becomes louder, and it hurts a little bit more. And deep down, and part of you inside knows that whatever it is that you're doing is probably not a good idea, or probably isn't the good course of action. That doesn't mean I'm going to disregard lower body altogether, but I do need to play my cards right so that way I can keep training the way I want or in the future. So I'm going to be kind of keeping a journal and a log talking about my hip imbalance, my hip flexor issue, my SI joint pain, because I've gotten some comments in the past, people looking for SI joint solutions, and it's a pretty complicated issue. And I'm no physician, I'm no physical therapist. I'm just a personal trainer that has a lot of experience, 15 years working with people and having issues with myself. Even if I go to a physician or a doctor or anybody else, or a physical therapist or a chiropractor, no one knows my problem better than me. And they can work with me, but then I would have to spend thousands of dollars in sessions, and that there's no promise at the end. And I think some of you that might be watching up until this 6-minute mark, 7-minute mark now, probably feel the same. Who wants to dump all this money with no guarantee? And there's never a guarantee. So I'm just constantly looking for videos and looking for different ways of approaching things. And like one thing I did today that was a little bit different, so I focused on massaging my psoas. I found this website. It was called Fix Your Own Joint Pain. I'll put a link in the description in case you're interested. It was on pubic symphysis release, or pubic symphysis. It's something that pregnant women suffer from, right? That's what the issue is, when the pelvis becomes misaligned. And sort of what I'm thinking about right now is like, okay, I get some relief, but I'm sometimes wondering when I roll on the ground, or I stretch my hip flexor, or if I, roll my QL, or if I kind of do muscle energy to kind of get my hips better to align, if that's even working. I'm sometimes, my conclusion, being a little cynical and negative, is that I feel like a lot of the time the reason why it doesn't hurt anymore when I'm standing right now is because I was lying on the ground for the last 10 minutes. So I'm thinking maybe lying on the ground is actually more helpful, which is helping me, giving me relief more so than the actual methodology or exercise or rehabilitation thing that I am doing. So I don't know exactly what this is going to come to. I do know that I do have some aggressive weight loss goals. I haven't been under 195 for probably, 2 years, 3 years now. And that's going to be part of, and that's why you're going to see a lot of some weight loss stuff I'm going to be putting out, and then also some mobility stuff. And then also I'll probably put one of these videos out probably once every week. I'll try to just comment below, and then I can kind of share my experience, and I'll provide more and more resources with some issues that I've been having. And maybe if you guys have any resources, you can link below. I mean, there's nothing worse than when wanting to train hard, do something you want to do, but then you can't. So it's like you can't do what you want. Or you can do what you want, but then you're going to suffer the consequences later. And it's not the good consequences. It's not the good kind of sore. It's the bad kind of sore. Like I did a deadlift workout. I did 405, nothing super heavy. And I was doing like triples like every minute or two. So I got probably about 15 reps or so, which is the video I'm going to be editing and posting, and probably Monday or Tuesday. And I'm doing this workout, and after I was done the rest of the day, it was like I couldn't do anything else. I mean, I could, but I can work, but I have to tough it out. I bite my tongue, take some pain reliever. I didn't take any pain reliever. I can sit down, but I can't work on my computer. I can't do like my YouTube stuff. I can't edit. I can't write. I can't concentrate because I'm not in pain that I can't tolerate, but I'm in pain where I can't get the creative work that I need done. And as much as I'm sure there are people in worse situations, and maybe to some people I might be bitching and moaning, but I don't know. This is my YouTube channel. This is my vlog. So I figure I'd share this story with you, or this circumstance, and share below, comment below. It'll help me make another video if you like to stay updated on this issue. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.